course, with my co-host Ange.
Hi.
And welcome, Reg and Mia.
Thank you. Happy to be
First
here.
ever,
You're our
podcast.
first guest.
So since me and Ange are kind of experts, like we already did one episode.
Experts, right?
How are we feeling? How are you guys feeling about first ever podcast being on here?
I'm excited
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. I'm happy to be here. What are your feelings on it when you first heard of us? I don't know, creating a podcast and putting ourselves out there. I guess.
You wanna go ahead?
Sure. I thought it was a really cool idea. I was just like, yeah, it's a really creative idea, and I think it's a good way to, get ourselves out there, get people to know about us, know that we're human, you know.
Yeah, I just thought it'd be fun. I thought it'd be a good way to connect with people on campus and then kind of with each other. It'd be like a fun thing to do as a group together.
Right, yeah. I kind of feel the same way because this isn't really an informative thing. We're supposed to kind of enjoy it and kind of create an atmosphere for other students to connect with us and just kind of entertain in a way. Because obviously, I don't know if you guys know if there's any podcasts on campus. I don't know if we're the first ones or if there's been any in the past.
Not that I know
of.
of.
Class for podcasting.
There's a class for
There's a class?
podcasting?
Yeah.
Well, they
they
the
have,
PSTV
like
thing.
they have their own podcast?
I think so. I mean, I don't know how the class runs. I just know that I've seen it before.
Mhm.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew that.
Communications is a lot of cool stuff.
What is it?
Communications.
Oh,
That's in,
yeah.
the bottom of Yoakum?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, the
I've been
basement.
down there. It's really fun.
Yeah.
Like the editing rooms, because my boyfriend does all that media stuff, and they do the PSTV, but those are like shows. I don't think that's a pod.
That's like,
yeah.
that's like.
Yeah. PSTV does.
Is that
That's
like interviews or like?
No, they're like full shows. Like they do
scripted?
yeah, scripted.
People
They have
get-
like a weather news thing, and then they also have their own shows that are really cool.
Really
Yeah.
cool.
So that's journalism, film, TV
Mhm.
stuff.
Yeah.
Like any type of media major.
Yeah, so I guess we are the first podcast. So I guess that's why I kind of created this idea because nobody's ever done it. But so first things first, I want to start off with a first segment of the show. I'm probably gonna do this every single episode.
Yeah, like a little topic.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna say a one-word topic, right? I'm just gonna say it, and then I want everybody to go around and just think of the first word you pops in your head as soon as I say this. You ready? You got it?
I'm ready.
All right, cool.
Nothing.
Dating apps.
I think of Tinder.
Mm.
That's the first word that comes to my
Guys,
head.
one word.
Yeah, Tinder. It's
Gosh, I feel like lying.
real.
Yikes.
That's a good one.
That's the first word.
Do you have one?
I wasn't gonna have one, but all right, yeah. Man, you got me on the spot.
Yeah, it's not
fun,
so easy, huh?
Fun.
Sure.
Okay.
All right, so I guess we'll start off with Mia. Why did you say what is it that you said?
I said
Tinder.
Tinder.
What made you
Why
say
did you say
Tinder?
Tinder for dating apps?
No idea. Well, because it's not even you're not if you're saying apps, it makes me feel like you're asking me
Oh,
what's
to
a
list
dating
apps.
app. So when you first said that in my head, I'm like, oh, there's Tinder, then there's Hinge,
Yeah.
then there's that's. I'm not thinking of how I personally feel about it. The way you framed it was dating apps, and I'm like, okay, Tinder. That's the first one everyone's gonna think to. I feel and then maybe Hinge, and there's Bumble and other random things.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
I said lying because I mean it's a dating app, I feel because don't they have verified? You have to verify with your ID or something.
Yeah,
To
they
make
do.
sure that
Oh.
you are
That
the person that
yeah.
you say you are.
They did not do that for Tinder.
Oh really?
Well, they do now.
They do now? Oh, okay. So 2 years ago they did not do that.
No.
But now you
that makes sense because
They should do that.
Catfish and stuff like that. So.
There was a show, Catfish, MTV Catfish. It was all
My mom
about
used to
people
make me
lying
watch
on internet. I mean, come on, you guys.
My mom used to make me watch that.
Be
Yeah.
safe out there. My sister and I used to watch it. She was obsessed with that show.
No, Line was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
If I thought of the contents of a dating app, I would have said, yeah.
Right? Lying about your height, your job, your pictures.
Yeah, we're face tuning.
Yeah, literally anything.
Yeah, fair enough.
Reg, what about you?
I said yikes just because.
Just because yikes.
Just
Yikes.
I mean, yeah, just because yikes. But also, I mean, to be completely like fair and not like to be fair, and I'm not saying this to like hype myself up. I have had success with dating apps, so like
yeah,
it's
they're not all bad.
yeah, it's not all bad necessarily. I think it's just I don't like the energy of it.
Sure.
Like just the I don't know. There's something that feels bad about
It's like sinister in a way.
yeah, kind of
Yeah.
scrolling. It feels surface level, and I guess that's a little bit of the point.
It
Like
really is,
when you're first meeting a person, but I don't know. In a way, it feels I don't know. It was kind of icky in a way. So I'm just like, yikes.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I said fun because I just feel like there are people that don't really take that seriously.
Right. Yeah.
It's just a game. So like the reason I said dating apps is I think today, like especially with college students, we live in a world where like people like talking to each other and going up to each other, creating conversations. Like it's not as common as it was maybe before technology. And I think like we're relying so much on social media to meet people, which is a good. I'm not saying all social media and technology is not all bad,
Right.
but I think there needs to be a balance. Like I don't know the way I feel about dating apps. I just feel like like why do I have to go on an app and download it just to meet someone? Like
Right.
what happened to before technology? People would meet each other right naturally, and I feel like that's the best way to create a relationship is to let it happen naturally, right? Because I feel like I shouldn't have to force myself just because I want a relationship, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
I'd rather just let it happen, let life, nature work, make it work.
Yeah.
I
It
don't
almost makes relationships kind of like a commodity almost.
Right.
Like a product.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. So I don't know. You think you agree with me to some extent, or?
I would say I'd agree because I've only ever met my partners like in real life, and I think that like imagining like telling like like your kids like the way you met
That's
like
exactly what I was gonna say.
yeah.
Like, there's so many people on social media being like
We met on Tinder.
Yeah, we met on Hinge. We met on dating apps.
Yeah. No, I love the natural progression. Like my boyfriend now, like we met the first day of college and we were like friends and had a very like nice progression that felt so natural and like I was like there was no social media involved. Like we probably didn't have each other's number for like the first week of knowing each other. We were just in person hanging out and making that connection, and I feel like that's why I got so lucky and everything's working out. And I just couldn't imagine like I guess doing it any other way because I never did it any other way.
Right.
But like I just once again being like an adult, like in the future of like like I met your mom, I met your dad on Hinge, and then it was a little touch and go there, and it's like I don't know, I don't love that. I don't think that's
crazy.
it always is. Like I feel like when you're on a dating app, it's never point and shoot usually. I mean it can be, not to say, but
I think you have to be very specific about what you're looking for
exactly.
if you are going to be using an app like that. That's just coming from my perspective. Because like I agree with you, but I'm also coming from the perspective of having success with
Right.
apps. Like my previous long-term relationship, serious relationship, was 4 years.
That's
And
awesome.
we met on Tinder. And then the person I'm talking to now, I also met on Tinder. But I think that requires a lot of I hate saying pickiness, but like
Also like boundaries for sure.
Yes, like I'm not swiping on everyone just for a chance.
No, yeah.
I'm looking at what other people are wanting.
Yeah.
Like seeing
really taking in the
what that
profile
means.
that you give.
Yeah.
And like there's not a lot of people who are there for
Dating.
Relationships. Yes, for sure.
To be real, but like
There
it's
are
about
a few.
Yeah, it's about finding the people who are.
I agree with that.
It also like increases access a little bit. But
True.
I think that also is tilting a little bit into the commodity thing, the stuff.
Right.
Yeah, because my oldest sister met her partner through a dating app, but I feel like I don't know. I feel like a good balance is like if you're on a dating app to not like rely on the dating app,
Yeah.
Because like I feel like once they match and they kind of got to know each other, like my sister went to school in Potsdam and her partner lived in Canada, so my sister was quick to get into the car and just drive up to Canada, and they would spend like almost every weekend together, and they would like like kind of because they were so close like that,
Right.
and like you said, like the accessibility, like she probably would have never met somebody in Canada
Yeah.
if not on the dating app. But
Right.
I feel like because like putting in that effort to be like, okay, we matched on Tinder, but now I can like see you, and now we can build a relationship in person rather
Yeah.
than just keeping it for like we've been talking for a month on this
Yeah.
app or something.
No, yeah, I
you know?
agree with that. Like, if you're gonna meet someone, like, make it
Yeah,
snappy.
Like, really
Yeah,
make it
yeah.
something. you
Like,
know?
turn it into real life real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know. I really don't like dating apps. To be
Yeah.
honest with you.
No, yeah.
I've tried and I just gotta get off of them.
Yeah.
I haven't had a lot of time to try, so no worries.
I don't like being on them. It's just I've done it and I've
Yeah.
seen moderate success. So I mean, it's like okay.
Yeah, it just depends on your experience on it. If you're going there and you're like, so like many, you're probably not gonna do it again.
Right.
I mean, low key, that's Bay Area Tinder because
Oh.
Bay Area Tinder is full of cigarette smokers.
Well, that's because it's the Bay Area.
But I know.
Right.
And I hate.
You go out on the streets, you'll find it. I'm sure.
Do you think we could live in like a world where dating apps actually like work? Like, because I know right now it's like it's probably not working so much for everybody, but do you think it's like possible? Like, there can be something created where it works?
I feel like I don't know. I feel like I could see it being a future where, because I mean, you can always see a future where technology goes like so much above and beyond. So I can definitely see a. I don't, but like the thing is, I don't know what that would look like.
Right.
Like, there's some problems with dating apps, but I don't know what else you would do
Right.
to solve the problem of dating apps, if not just
Yeah.
meeting somebody who's organic. But I
Yeah.
don't know.
I think it's like you just pick what you want to do. Like I personally don't want to do a dating app. Like I haven't and I wouldn't and whatever. But like I'm also not going to judge someone who like did, and if it worked out, that's amazing. So it's kind of like I think everyone should just be open to like whatever you want to do, but then like like don't go on a dating app and complain like, oh, it's not working, but then I'm not going to go out and seek it otherwhere. Like like just be aware what you're signing up for, and once again, like try all the things, be open to all the things, and then if it doesn't work out, try something new. Don't just keep trying the same thing and complaining and being like, why isn't this working? Like some dating apps is great for people. They are not outgoing to talk to somebody in another setting, and that's great. And then other people are yappers, and they'll talk to someone at a coffee shop, and they'll meet like I when I met my boyfriend, I for the first day I was like, we're gonna be friends whether you like it or not. Like, you're cool, like let's hang out. So if I was a more introverted person, I might have been more nervous and friended him on Instagram, and would we have ended up together? Maybe. But we were just the type of people that meet naturally. So I think that it's whatever works for you, and I don't think that it's like a right or wrong way. But like I said, like if it's not working, like don't go insane by just trying the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
I think what you said, whatever works for you, I think you hit it like on the nail right there, because like there is no right or wrong answer, like you said, and it's like
Love is love.
Love is love, and we as people, like, we have to kind of figure it out, like what works for us, right? Like, we're all different in some type of aspect, in some type of way, and we come from all types of backgrounds. So I
Right.
think just figuring out, who you are and
What works.
what's gonna work well for you, right? Because I think that's the main point of it. Is like it's about you, not about anyone else, or like being scared of like, oh, if I meet somebody on a dating app, then they're gonna look at me like some type of way.
Yeah.
So,
It
like,
doesn't have to make sense to anybody else but you. Like your relationships, you don't have to explain those to anybody. Like if it makes sense for you guys, it makes sense. So
exactly. Well, what would you rank the top 3 dating apps that you use on Glassberg? I'm not assuming you guys are on it. I'm just
I
saying.
was gonna say I wouldn't be able to
I
say.
have no clue.
I would. Most people are probably on Tinder just because it's the
I've
most.
heard a lot of people talk good things about Hinge.
I've
feel
heard
like
Hinge a
online
lot.
people talk a lot about Hinge.
A lot of people are on Hinge, but I think Tinder is the most used.
I also feel like people
Sure.
use like Snapchat and Instagram. Like I feel like if anyone's
No,
ever
Facebook dating.
right,
Facebook is ridiculous.
like some people just use that.
They have a Tinder like
Yeah,
section. They literally have Facebook
Wait.
dating.
I didn't
Literally,
know
as soon
that.
as I turned 18, they were like, "Hey, want to sign up for Facebook dating?" No.
I feel like there's a lot of outlets.
But I mean, you know what? You find out a lot about somebody's Facebook. You can find a lot on Facebook.
Too
You can
much.
find their stuff, their family, their like. You can find a lot.
Their
I
ex, their
matched with someone.
coworker.
This is just me being insane. say, but like I matched with someone and I found his parents' voter registration.
Well,
Like,
you never know when you need that.
I
I
found
did.
my
Yeah.
coworker's like middle school Facebook page once. Oh my god.
I feel like that's way too much information.
I agree.
Yeah, Facebook's a little crazy.
Nothing's
Wait,
ever
because
private.
Facebook, you will find something on Facebook. Trust me.
Yeah.
That is insane.
I would say Tinder's top one.
Yeah, I'd
sure.
probably say that's top two,
But-
probably.
Do you think like is Tinder more? I feel like from what I've heard other people say, like Tinder might be more dating. Tinder might be
Yes.
more like fun.
Yes, I
You
absolutely.
know-
I didn't know which F word you were gonna use.
PG-13.
But
You
yeah,
can edit
Fun.
anything out, but she went fun, and I was like,
Fun.
Well, you said nothing bad, so it's fine.
Fun.
No, yeah, but I
I was
would.
gonna
Yeah,
say.
I
Right?
would agree with that. It's because I think Hinge requires a little more thought in like
The prompts are
creating-
longer,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
Because Tinder's like, here's the basic info about me
Yeah,
and my
I
about.
like to do this. You'll
Yeah.
find me out here.
Yeah,
And here's my
Okay.
picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally, if I even decide to.
Right. Yeah. And so yeah, I think they're both just kind of set up in different ways.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. All right, so Mia had to go. She had something to take care of.
Yeah, we took a little break and
Anyways, so yeah, back to what we were talking about. I guess like so we were talking about kind of like relationships with students and love and all that type of nonsense. I guess we as college students go through. So what would you say to like maybe I don't know college student that is like I don't know I guess feels alone or maybe they want like that type of companionship or relationship, but you know they're kind of battling like staying on top of their grades and life as a college student, but they also yearn for that like relationship love type of relationship. Like, what would you say to someone that I don't know that's struggling to find that?
I feel like for me, it kind of depends on the type of relationship you want. Because obviously, not all relationship has to be romantic. You know, like for me, I feel like, especially if I'm busy with like work and stuff like that, like I'm definitely not, because I'm a big introvert, so I feel like I'm not in the mood to, like, the last thing I want is let me go out and make a new friend where I have to kind of update this my entire life to them right now. Like, I'm busy, I can't do that. So, like, I feel like I understand that aspect of, like, I don't really have time to go out and, like, talk to somebody new. So I feel like if you're busy with school, like focusing on fostering the relationships that you do have in your life, whether that is romantic, platonic, with your family, like whatever it may be, with your roommate, whoever, like making sure that you have somebody in that moment. And then once you kind of, if you're able to free up your schedule and whatever, then, by all means, go out, join a club or something, like find new people, whatever way that it works out for you.
Uh, yeah, I mean, I come from a perspective of a person who used to be that person that was always, yearning to be in a relationship, to be in love, to be wanted, I think, to be accepted, I think is where that kind of stems from. So, I now that I've kind of, gone through that and then I'm a little bit on the other end of it, I would say I would, echoing off of what you said, like really focusing on school and the relationships that you do have. Because, at the end of the day, we should, I think at least, that we should try and be happy with ourselves first. And I, I'm not a big fan of the phrase like,
You have to love yourself before
yes,
you love other people.
I'm not a fan of that phrase because it lacks a lot of nuance, but I get the sentiment of it. Like the sentiment of it is you should be confident and like comfortable, not necessarily confident, but comfortable with yourself as an individual person before you are I think before you're emotionally mature enough to be in a relationship. And I feel like a lot of people kind of skip to the, oh, I want to be cutesy, I want to be in love and all that. But I feel like a lot of what I'm saying is kind of coming from someone who was recovering from codependency. which is also a big concern
Yeah.
that I don't think a lot of people think about.
You said codependence. Like, what do you mean? Like, explain more on that.
Yeah, so codependency is basically when one person in a relationship kind of takes on a little bit of uh, like a caretaker role. So like one person in the relationship is kind of yeah, kind of
Like
being a
almost like a
caretaker.
parent, like
Almost, but it's in a way where it's like uh, it's a little hard to explain, but like the
I think I know what you mean. Like,
putting it
so, like for
in
example, us two were in a relationship. Like,
Mhm.
I would be the person that's taking care of you constantly, and then like,
yeah, but
Like
it's
French feels like they can't live on their own.
yeah, like
Okay, gotcha.
it's like a person that can't live on their own or like feels that they can't, and then the other person like equally feels that they need to be the one to help their partner. They need what it creates is this dynamic of both people feeling like their partner is part of them. Like it becomes
I
like
see
a
what you mean.
personality
I see
trait.
what you mean.
Yeah. And while being in a relationship does require, a little bit of, intermixing of lives, there is a too far. There is a, we're we're becoming the same person. That's what it is. And um, you know, protecting yourself from codependency, I think, requires a little
Work within yourself.
yeah.
Like when it comes to life, obviously you can never certainly plan to be like, okay, when I go to college, I'm not gonna get into a relationship for the first like year or whatever. Like I'm gonna find myself. Like obviously you can never really plan that. So I feel like you said, like the intentions that you have behind it, because I know some people who get into a relationship and that partner like really makes them feel better about themselves, helps them learn more about themselves. So sometimes it can be a good thing. I think I also am a very, like me personally, I'm a very big advocate for like friendships before relationships. I'm a very big person of like you should know this person, you should like I feel like if you kind of go into it with this expectation of like, okay, we're looking at each other in this romantic setting, sometimes you might look at them with rose colored glasses on, putting in one thing over the other. But I feel like friendships kind of have a more, not service level, but like a bigger spectrum of like, I'll accept this, we can work together on this.
Yeah.
So I feel like getting that kind of relationship, like that friendship, really helps it as well. Because I feel like having that friendship, like you're still able to have this person in your life while focusing on yourself and not necessarily being in a relationship with them, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. Making sure you want like you're ready for that relationship. Because like I know people like I have friends like sometimes like they'll be in a relationship then they break up with somebody and then 2 weeks later they're dating someone else. I'm
Yeah.
like, how the
Mhm.
heck like do you find somebody and date them? And I'm over here single still. That makes no sense to me.
Right.
So I think sometimes like people can do it like for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
I think we have to be careful and really like think, okay, why am I getting into this relationship? So I think those are great points.
My first immediate thing is like if somebody comes like, I don't know, maybe I'm just too much of an introvert, but like if somebody comes up to me and they're like, "You're so cute," I'm like, "Do you know my name? Like, do you know anything about me? Like, I don't know. I'm much more of like a people person. Like, I need to know who you are before I even think about associating myself with you or spending time with you."
Okay.
That makes sense.
No, yeah.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I get it because like also like especially when you're gonna create a relationship with someone, it has to get to a point where you're comfortable with that person.
Right.
Yeah, I think like then trust, loyalty, all that goes involved. So you really need to know that person before you get into something serious. So
Yeah.
you make a great point on that.
Yeah. And I think, for me, I think I mean, I don't know. I'm like, I grabbed this not knowing actually what I was gonna say, but I'm gonna say what I am gonna say though. Is like going into it. Nope, that's not what I was gonna say. I have something now. I promise. Um, my kind of expectations in relationships have shifted a lot. Um, a lot of it coming from because I'm also coming from like a queer perspective and also from a perspective of someone who has experimented with polyamory,
Mhm.
which is that's a whole another conversation topic that I'm not going to get too much into. That I'm not too much into, but you know, it really depends because the relationship that I was in for 4 years, we didn't start off as friends. We started off like with the intention of because we met on Tinder, so like that was the intention of we're going into this seeing how compatible we are off the bat, and then kind of seeing where it develops from there. That was very interesting for me because in the past, like before that, I kind of did blossom from like being friends first or like knowing a person first, but I think it because it obviously worked that I didn't know this person very well. But I guess that kind of depends on how the kind of person they are and like the kind of person you are. Like I am the kind of person that like I I can get to know someone fairly quickly, right? I can connect with someone quickly. I I'm a person that can read people kind of easily. So like I guess for me, I'm fine with like not super knowing a person first. But in recent times I have been a little more not careful, but like a little more aware, yeah. A little more aware, a little more taking my time, being slow. Um Not a U-Haul lesbian anymore. Um yeah, I mean, yeah, just really being patient.
I love that.
We love that. We love that. And I'm working on myself. Yeah.
That's great.
Mhm.
Well, I do have a question then.
Mhm.
Do you believe in love at first sight? Like,
Mm,
is that a really thing? Because I know it's big in like Hollywood and the movies. You see all this like fairy tale nonsense, but does
so
it work actually?
I believe in infatuation at first sight. So infatuation versus love. Being infatuated with someone is like, oh, I'm looking at you and we're vibing. You're an attractive person. We're vibing. We're connecting really well. Like that first connection, that's like, honestly, that's a little surface level. Like, even if you do think you know that person a lot, it's still, you haven't seen that person in certain capacities in their life. So, personally, I don't really think that it's love that people experience. I think they put that name to it because, that is kind of what people know, but I think the reality that is love, I don't think that that's what that is. I think that love requires a bit of time and a bit of really like being deep with a person. I feel like being in love is a lot more. And a lot of times it's kind of unspoken. Like infatuation can look like I'm telling you that I love you, but that doesn't mean that it's necessarily I sound so I realize I'm sounding so like skeptical about love, but like I think that love I think it's a rite of passage for everyone to have an infatuated phase, right? I think it builds character. And I think it's necessary, to learn to learn, what love means to you, to me, to everyone. Um but like for me, I yeah, I wouldn't say I feel love at first sight. I would say it's infatuation, attraction, and then like once I start seeing that person in like certain capacities, like I see them struggle, like I see that person, like I see their ideals, their goals, and I see like what they're doing, that's when I know like I love someone. You have something? I'm a yapper.
Um, I think I think people believe that they have love at first sight because I mean, like how many people have we talked to where they're like, "No, but I love them." And you're like, you've known them for how long?
Right,
Like,
yeah.
what do you actually know about them? Like, everybody has different definitions of what love is. So I feel like people can definitely convince themselves that they have love at first sight. That, I mean, not maybe that sounds mean. I'm like, no, you're convincing yourself. Like, no. But because I mean, like me personally, I feel like exactly what you said. I feel like love might be too strong of a word. Like, because I can see somebody and I can be like, there's something about you that I feel like I could connect with,
Yes.
but that's about it. I don't know if I'd say like I'm looking at you and I can be like, this is a person that I'm gonna love in my life. I feel like if like I don't know, it's kind of more coincidence because like how many people do you see on a day-to-day basis that you're like, oh, I could come up to you and I could say this and I could say that, but and you do and it ends up not working out, or you don't and you never know, or you do and it works out, like I don't know. I feel like with me being such an introvert and so like I'm so like protective about the relationship I do have in my life right now, I don't think that I could like see a stranger and be like, "Oh my god, love," you
Yeah.
know?
I don't. Okay, so maybe I don't know. I'm not saying I totally believe, but maybe do you guys think maybe you're saying that because maybe you haven't experienced it, like yourselves, like you still haven't met that person that's like. Because I know there's definitely those people that any place, anytime, like you're just like it's a magnet. Like you can't take your eyes off of them. You just feel this like something inside of you, like that's your person. So I don't know. Maybe is it because you haven't, like you still haven't experienced that yet? I'm not saying I experienced this. So
Right.
Mhm.
don't
Right.
take my word for it. But I'm just saying, like, is it maybe that's why you guys feel like that?
For sure. I feel like there's a lot of opinions that I have that I can kind of like for the most part be like I'm saying this like take it with a grain of salt because I have not experienced it myself. No, like for sure, but I don't know cuz I feel like when I think of love at first sight, I think of like it's the stranger that like say there's somebody walking right here and like they look up and we look at each other and I'm like, oh my god, and then I feel like after a while you see them again and you're like I feel like I don't know I guess I just feel like there's so many different things that I just wouldn't call it love at first sight. Like I feel like the wording of the phrasing love at first sight is so I feel like it's so like daunting. Like there's like this
Yeah.
expectation of like, oh my god, we saw each other
Right.
and we like stars in their eyes and like Hotel
Yeah.
Transylvania, like you guys zinged, like it's like this feeling.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think because I've had a lot of experiences where I've connected with people like that. So like I have been like, oh my god, like we're meant to be, like this is crazy. And then it didn't. And I'm not saying that that is the way that it goes because I people can probably make that work for years and years and years. But from my own experience, I really do think that yeah, it's about the wording and the word love. I think you are able to connect with a person at first sight and just you're able to like vibe with someone just like that. I think that is absolutely possible, and I think that that can grow into love. And then yeah, I would say that you could say it's love at first sight, I suppose. But I think the concept of love at first sight as we know it with the word love, I feel like it is a little bit of an illusion. It's a little surface level, I think.
To wrap things up, what would you say to like, what would be a message to like a college student that's almost like a hopeless romantic? Like,
Mm,
what would you say to that college student?
Mm,
I'm gonna
Anybody
yeah.
can
So
go. Anybody
you
can
can
go.
start.
oh gosh, I don't know. Like hot take, you guys, I'm not a hopeless romantic.
Or just anyone who's looking for some love, I guess.
um, I think like just knowing what that means to you, um, knowing what like making sure that you were looking for something safe and healthy for you, because maybe what you want is not necessarily what you need, and I feel like you never really see that more than in relationships. And if you have people in your life, like friends and family and stuff like that, that you can ask for their opinion, I say do it. I say, like, I mean, speaking from experience, like, there have been boyfriends brought to the house that I'm like, I don't know. And then next thing you know, they're gone. And I'm like, hey, I said it. I called it. So, not that not that it's necessary, but I feel like if you feel like you have that support system where you're like, you know what, let me ask for this advice from my friend, from a peer counselor, from a family, whatever, like, kind of like, because you can never really make one big decision like that by yourself. I feel like, as much as obviously we know each other, like, ourselves better than anybody else can, but it can never hurt to have another perspective, somebody who might see something that you don't, or at least to put maybe a little doubt in your mind, or if they have a pro that you don't know. It doesn't even have to always be bad. If there's something you're like, oh, I'm not really sure, and this person's like, but did you notice how they did this for you? And you're like, you know what, yeah, like, that could be good for me. So that's what I say.
For me, I would say, you know, as a former hopeless romantic, and you know what? I still am a hopeless romantic, but in a different way now. I'm a hopeless romantic, a hopeful romantic. Wait. I'm a hopeful romantic now. No, I think that, and I'm speaking a little bit to my inner child here, so I might get a little, I know, just because I have been that person. Um, Take your time, really, really get to know yourself and, like, you know, get to know what your needs are, what your wants are, like, what kind of person are you, and really not settling for what other people want you to be or have. And really, I think I'm all for just, like, not even self-love, but self-awareness, like, just knowing yourself, and, like, just being able, and not trying to rush into it just for the sake of doing it. I mean, that's what I think the most genuine connections come from things that kind of just happen when you're patient for them. And, like, even if you are using the dating apps, like, that's fine. That'll move the process along a little, I think. But I think ultimately, before you put a name to a relationship, knowing yourself and knowing what you need, and yeah.
Yeah, that's honestly a beautiful message. But yeah, I agree too. I think us as students, I think before we even get into a relationship, like, we have to know who we are, right? We have to love ourselves first before anything, and really be comfortable in our own skin, right? Because if you're not, I think it'll be hard to really build a relationship with somebody. But if you do have that and you are comfortable with yourself, I think I would say everyone deserves to be loved. I know everyone's person is out there somewhere. I think we just have to be patient. It is gonna happen one day. You just gotta stay the course and just keep going every day, right? Whether that's going to the gym or just keep bettering yourselves every day. It'll happen. I think
Do things for you.
You can't attract butterflies if you don't have a garden, right? You have to build a garden in order to
That was
attract
nice.
butterflies. So
He did his research.
Okay, yeah.
just stay with yourselves, keep going. You got this. Be proud of yourselves too. Everyone deserves to be loved, and love is powerful. So,
Can I add something?
Yes.
I also feel like we are young. We are we are young. Not everything is set in stone. Not every relationship is the one. Not every breakup is the worst. Like, things, like Jonathan said, like, there will be somebody like at that right time, at that right place, so like, and everything that you're going through right now is leading up to that right time and right place. So yeah, that's really what all I want to say.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Totally. Just keep going, really. Because as students, we go through all kinds of things, and I know sometimes we probably keep it to ourselves and don't tell anyone, right? I know I try and like do things on my own. Like I don't really go to anybody if there's a problem, but that's just me. Maybe that works just for me, but that doesn't mean it works for anybody else. So just be who you are and continue going. Eventually it'll happen. So yeah, nobody's gonna die alone.
Yeah. Unless you want to, like that's okay.
That's okay too. If you want to stay
allowed.
single and you want to be on your own,
You are so allowed to not want to be in a relationship. I think platonic love and like love to your family and like love to like things. I feel like that can be as powerful as romantic love.
Get a pet.
Get a pet.
That's a good one.
My biggest love was my sister has a cat, and she was so gracious enough to let me keep her at school for a semester. I keep her whisker magnetized on my fridge because I love her so much. She's my lock screen. Get a pet. Like, I'm telling you, it is so good. They will like love you unconditionally.
That's definitely true.
It's so amazing. It really is. A dog, a cat, a bird, a bunny, whatever you want, dude. Like, just do something. I feel like it really does help you.
No, it does. I literally have a Chihuahua and a 1-year-old kitty. Oh my god, they're literally like the love of my life. Aww. Love them so much. And that's that when my 1-year-old came. Like at first, he's a lot of work. At first, I was like, I don't know if I really want him. But like as the weeks go by, like you actually start to like fall in love with
All
it.
that pain was worth it. It was really worth it.
So, like sometimes he'll start running around the house making a mess, but those are just growing pains. Like 2 weeks later, you're gonna start laughing about that moment. So it's like
that's how you know you love them. Because like if my cat, like once my cat started getting the zoomies and stuff, the first thing I thought, I was like, she's comfortable.
Right.
Like she loves the area. She's zooming around. Like that's great. Like if they're doing something bad, that means that they're comfortable with you, and that's great.
Like a 50, 60-pound dog running around the house. Like,
No, that's fair. I used
You
to
don't
have
understand.
They're crazy, yeah.
oh my god.
I got 4 cats. 4. And I love every one of them. There's one of them that's like still afraid of me. I've been living with us for years and is literally like, I make eye contact, runs away. The other 3, those motherfuckers are just kidding. The other 3, those people, those individuals, they are, oh my god, we're talking about cats. Those cats are so crazy. They're always in my room. I will come home from every break and they're just chilling in there. Like they'll be, and they don't even care where they are. Like they'll be chewing on my paintbrushes. And I'm like, okay, cool. I love you, I guess.
That works for you.
Right? Like, no, but I really do. I think animals are special.
Yeah, they definitely are. Well, so we are recording this before spring break. So we are going to talk about a little bit about what our spring break plans are. So, Reg, you want to go first? Do you have anything planned for spring break?
Yeah. My 23rd birthday is coming up. Yeah. So for my birthday, I'm hoping to get some friends together from my acting school, just to have a little dinner. And then me and the person I'm talking to are going to Six Flags. So I'm excited. And I'm taking a few extra days for spring break. So I'm going to be back on Friday next week.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good self-care.
Yes. One thing I'm going to do is rest with intention. Intentional rest. So resting and really relishing it.
That sounds nice.
Yeah.
And you get to go to Six Flags.
Yes.
Do you like rides?
I love roller coasters. Oh. I'm afraid of heights like a little bit, but like I will go on the craziest roller coasters.
I'm a big. I love roller coasters.
Yes.
I hate going with people that
Great.
don't, like want to get on rides. I'm like, all right.
I'm like, what are you here for? Right. Like, what do you hold my stuff then? Like, hold my stuff. Yeah. And I also to tie it back into the topic today, I think it's a great date idea
You know, I never thought
because
about that.
you're putting them in a new circumstance. You're putting them in a because a lot of people are afraid of amusement parks. A lot of people, well,
Imagine you take your date and they just start freaking out. They're like, "No, I can't. We gotta go."
well, it's putting them in a new circumstance to see kind of how they interact in that.
Actually, I like that because honestly, I hate sit down dinners. You know,
I hated
I
it.
just feel like it gets too like I don't know.
It's
a
like,
little
too-
awkward.
Too
Yeah.
awkward,
Too personal?
not too personal,
Too
but
formal.
Too formal.
Yeah.
Like, let's just go
Mini
to a
golf.
driveway or
Mini golf is a good
Mini
one.
golf.
Yeah.
or bowling or do something fun.
I
And
hate bowling, but I was gonna say I hate bowling, but that is a great date idea if
I'm
for
just
people that
throwing-
like bowling.
I'm just doing that or paintballing. I don't know, something fun.
Paintball on the
Paintballing, I don't know.
yeah.
Right.
That would hurt.
I get competitive. Oh my god, like a game night, date night. Oh gosh. Oh,
It'd
I'd be
fun.
violent. I'm so competitive on games. I love games.
Yeah.
That's why I said mini golf. I love mini golf. My dad used to do like you ever go to the places that have like mini golf and go karting and like
Yeah. Like
right
those
like
places,
yeah. Oh, so much fun.
I'd probably go on the go karting. I'm not really a
Mhm.
mini golf.
I crashed one of those when I was a kid.
Ow.
I crashed it. Like I don't know what to say. I haven't been since.
I remember I was too like when they like teach you how to drive them, I was too young, so I never did it. And then by the time I decided to like be taught, I was too big for them for the car like the training carts.
Right.
So I just kind of like winged it because it's like you just drive.
I remember the first time I got on a go kart. I must have been like maybe in 4th or 5th grade. I was so scared to drive it actually because like I've never been behind the wheel driving, so I'm like freaking out. I'm crying. I can't believe I don't even know.
Oh, Jonathan.
I low key crashed it on purpose, but that's because I misunderstood the difference between a go kart and bumper cars. Genuinely misunderstood that difference, and like, because I'm a kid, I don't get things, so I'm like, oh, I'm gonna bump into this, and then I'm gonna bump back. I didn't, sure didn't. Bumped, crashed into it. It stopped everybody, and I started crying because I was like, oh. I messed that up. And everybody got to stop. And I was like, oh.
You see, at least you actually drove the car. I was scared of driving and actually crashing. I said, no, I never got on.
Right.
But eventually, I wasn't scared anymore. Now I'll drive go karts. Don't worry, I'm not gonna cry and freak out now.
Yeah. Do you have break plans?
Not anything too crazy. I have like little stuff. I have a doctor's appointment, and I texted my friends like a week ago, and I was like, I'm here. Pick a date, and we're hanging out. So we're hanging out. I'm hanging out with my friends. I have a nail appointment. I'm excited for that. I'm gonna get like little spring nails, like little flowers. Yeah, and then like Reg said, resting with intention. Yeah, I literally I would text my dad and I'm like, I'm getting so much stuff done this week so that when I go home next week, like I don't have to do a thing. It's gonna be me and the cats on the couch. That's my spring break.
Sounds nice. My spring break plans, nothing too crazy. I feel like it's only a week. You can only do so much in a week.
My friend's going to Cancun, so
Yeah, I mean, I guess you can.
people are crazy.
For like 3, 4, 5 days. I mean, I would do it if I had
The money,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, the money.
I don't right now, but I'm not, so it's okay. Eventually, whatever, travel freely, but
Summertime.
yeah. But what's it called? Yeah, nothing too crazy. I think really just like spending quality time with my family. So I feel like I haven't done that a lot.
Yeah,
Mhm.
me too.
Because like I did like I haven't been on campus these past weekends. It's been so crazy because we've been like my brother was playing state and city championships, so we've been traveling all over the place. So even though I was with my family, it's not that quality time because everything feels so
Yeah,
like,
so hustle
rushed
bustle,
and,
yeah.
exactly. So I think now we kind of get the week. My dad's birthday is coming up, or it came, but we're probably gonna celebrate it when I go back home, and then taking care of my 1-year-old pup.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully the weather's good.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna come for
Well,
you.
yeah.
Well,
sure.
yeah.
For
Yeah,
that.
it's gonna be good for us anyways. Whatever.
I hope we have great
I hope we
weather.
have good weather.